Smartwatches are becoming more and more expensive, so it's good that there is a company that tries to bring the price down but still offer high quality products, and this is Blackview and the new R60 smartwatch that promises a lot for less. So I will check it out and review it, so let's get started. Elegance is something that you don't see often in packaging, especially for affordable devices, but Blackview always delivers. And in this case, you can see we don't have a square, boxy kind of packaging for the smartwatch. No, we have an elegant, long and slim one. And as you can see here, the Blackview R60 logo and version number, as well as the photo of the device itself. Super AMOLED screen it says, and double strap, so it includes another strap, which is quite cool, especially for the price point. When we take a look at the specifications, IP68 or 68 waterproof, heart rate monitoring, blood oxygen monitoring and sleep monitoring. And on the other side we have the high definition AMOLED screen. We have 100 sports modes, Bluetooth calling for this price point, amazing, and long battery life. It doesn't specify how much, but I will definitely check it out. The elegance doesn't end up on the outside, but the inside is also very elegantly packed with the quick start guide in various different languages. The smartwatch itself, the strap and a charging cable. What we have here is USB-A to 2-pin adapter, so no G charging. Then we have the smartwatch itself, pretty lightweight with a typical rubber kind of band there, or strap. And this is the right orientation here. You can see also a little sticker on top. And then we have a woven kind of strap with a Velcro to close it up. Very nice, elegant and very nice feeling strap. I really like it. Could be very useful for sports, and that's it. Included in this neatly tight packaged. Starting the watch for the first time allows you to choose the language. We have English there and some other languages available. It gives you an instruction on how to pair the device, and there's a QR code for downloading the app on the Google Play Store. And I did this, and the pairing process is pretty easy. It immediately finds the R60, you can tap on it, have to say, okay, I have to agree to some permissions that I add for this device for notifications, for example, or some other battery optimizations that the smartphone needs to turn off for the watch to sync up all the stuff that it needs. And this is something that I can do in the app settings, and I can set the permission to auto start here on my Nubia Z60 Ultra, for example, without any issues. Setting up this is pretty easy, and it's like described in the help itself, which is very helpful. And then you basically set up, you have to agree to some stuff, but that's it. The app looks pretty, basic, I would say, has some information. Most important, probably the notifications. So you can choose the applications that should give you notifications, like the phone app, the messaging app, and some other apps that I can choose here that allow me to choose that those applications are sending me notifications onto the watch. There's a remote shutter that you can use in the application. It will open up its own camera application and allows the watch to remotely shutter this camera. And there are some other options as well, like e-card for QR code, boarding passes and so on. Quite interesting that there's also the possibility to add favorites, because you can call people. And then there is an option for other options. There we can choose the metric system, for example. We have languages that we can choose, way more than I initially thought that they are. And we have some other advanced options that we can set up, like for example the auto lock for the watch. You can set up the timeout there, and some other control options and modes, weather information that we can set up. For example, I have the possibility to choose my location there, search for my city, and it will find the city and will then show me the weather information of my city. And some health stuff that I can set up here in the app. Like for example, world clock, which allows you to set up not only one time zone that you basically watch, but also a second one, which is quite nice, or a third one, even if you want to do this. All very easy in this little interface. Updates for the watch are also available in the app, and you have the possibility to upgrade the firmware of the watch from here. There are multiple watch faces available for the R60. By pressing and holding, you can swap between all of them, as you can see here. A few very fine, some copied versions, I would say. And the default one I like the most. But if you want even more, you can grab your smartphone and then go to your device section and to the plus symbol there to get the free gallery of most watch faces that are free. You have different categories there, so you get one, for example, that looks pretty colorful, like this rainbow one, and you can just simply say apply. It will download it onto the watch, and a few seconds later it is applied. So this is my favorite new watch face. It has all the information that I need. Sadly, I cannot click on certain things to see it. Let's go around the user interface. This is the activity monitor. It shows you various different activities. Heart rate monitor shows you heart rates. It will start measuring my heart rate. And I can also see other statistics there. Blood oxygen allows me also to see the blood oxygen. And I see all the statistics here as well. And the sleep tracking here shows me my last sleep, 7 hours and 3 minutes. A bit short, but I can imagine some people will be a bit jealous that I'm sleeping 7 hours and having a baby. As you can see here, it shows you some other statistics: awake time, REM sleep, light sleep, and deep sleep. And the weather, it shows me cloudy here right now. It shows me the sunset and sunrise and some other information about the next coming days. As you can see here, it's getting warm again, but a bit rainy. And then I have a compass here as well. When you are on the main watch face, you can either swipe to the right to get to the main menu. Sadly, this crown is not functioning as a swipe through the menu. Or you just press the crown to go to the menu itself. The down firing button is just to toggle between, this is like off, this is standby, always on screen, and on. And you can press and hold the upper button to go into the various different exercising modes. There are hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of various different exercises that I'm probably all not doing, besides like walking and sometimes running up the stairs, running behind the dog, or running behind my baby. And yeah, if you press and hold the down firing button a bit longer, it should go and ask you to turn off the watch. Let's go to the menu. So we have the activity rings that we saw before. We have, again, the sleep monitor here, the heart rate. We have phone calls, so they have the ability to turn it on. Please try again after pairing. So apparently I'm not paired right now because I'm recording this. Then we have the exercises there, exercise records. Don't have any exercises. SpO2 measurement, like we had before. The weather information. Messages, so it will show messages in here, like for example I got a Telegram message there, and I can scroll around here or delete this message. I have the shutter button that allows me to use the shutter here. If I press on this, it will stop recording now. No, it won't stop recording. No, it only works with the built-in application, not with the normal camera app, which is a little bit of a bummer. Then we have the player app, which allows us to play music, and not sure if it's doing anything. Relaxation options there, well, if you are stressed or want to fall asleep. AI voice is there. And this one triggers the phone, and I can talk to tab here. Wie wird das Wetter morgen?
Morgen wird es im Wesel überwiegend bewölkt bei Temperaturen zwischen 17 und 29 Grad.
I'm not sure if you heard it, but it was telling me the weather in Wesel for tomorrow. I had to do it in German because my Google Assistant is in German here. But it was not using the speakers on the watch, but rather on my phone. Then we have a timer, of course. We have various different timers that we can choose or add a custom one. This user interface is pretty familiar for someone who used already Huawei smartwatches. We have alarm that we can start, a stopwatch, the world clock. I set up here Berlin and Chongqing. I have cycle tracking, the flashlight, which will just brighten up the interface here. Find my phone, compass, like I showed you before. And the setting options, which is like display settings, like the brightness, the sleep after a few seconds, watch faces that I can choose here. Let me go back to settings. Do not disturb mode, screen notifications, so that the screen turns on when I receive notifications. Low power mode that I can turn on, which allows us to use this, I think, for 2 weeks or longer even. Phone calls I can do, so if I click on this I can say phone off, so without to not have any disturbance by the phone. Can choose the language again, can choose the screen clock, which is the always on screen, which is meant here. I can like turn it off or choose digital or analog clock, so I don't have multiple ones there, only the few analogs and digital clocks, actually both that I can choose between. E-card, where I can set up like an e-card in the app like I showed you before. And some system options like restart, power off and reset. Pretty simple system, but yeah, for most people this might be enough. Let's take a look at the app a little bit more, like the statistics that it has here, like the steps that it calculates, the meters that you're running, the minutes you're running, and the time. It's like how many steps you've done, how many kilocalories you used, and so on. You can choose it weekly or monthly, depending on. I deleted almost everything here, so I had to redo this, but it has also sleep tracking information here. As you can see, it is not only tracking your normal sleep activity, like when you wake up, when you sleep, but also the REM sleep, the deep sleep. Quite nice, and gives you a score based upon its system here. It also gives you the average score of your heartbeat, which is quite nice, and the lowest then that you have there. And yeah, this is also only 1 day here that you can see, but at least it gives you those possibilities for days, for weeks and for months to track, which is quite nice. Then the heart rate can be set up here as well. As you can see, no data there at least. It will give you the last data for the last 7 days, and the full heart rate information there, daily, weekly, monthly. It's also possible here. And blood oxygen the same. As you see here, I don't have much data yet, but this is cool. It also has weight, so in theory you can buy also a scale that you can use and enter your weight, or you can record the weight manually here and to sync it up. It's a pretty basic app, so it's not so sophisticated as maybe other apps, but it gets the basics right, I think, and it's not like giving you too much information or just bothers you with too much. Then there are running options, actually, or exercising options. There's white noise relaxation that helps you to get some stress release there, the posture that you should take, and so on. This is quite nice. And other options there as well, like sleeping options, restful sleep, grateful sleep, and such options that will help you to get into a better mood eventually if you sleep a little bit better. Or focusing options, if you have to work on something, there's some nice focusing options and courses that you can download here as well. So this is almost everything about the app recording and data. My conclusion about the R60 smartwatch from Blackview: it is a pretty affordable kind of smartwatch, and it gets the basics right in almost everything. There's just a few things that are missing, and a few things where I'm scratching my head and thinking, why is it done this way? First of all, it is GPS is missing, and I think this might be, for people who like to use it for sports, a big miss. So it's missing. I don't need it so much because the sports activities that I track are usually around somewhere where I'm running or where I'm walking, where I know already where I'm running and walking, so I don't need to track this. But especially if you are running and walking in different areas, it might be quite cool also to see where you were tracking, where you were running, and it is a bit more accurate with this GPS that tells you how fast you are running, a feature that is missing here, but it can capture your heart rate and capture your steps and the basics basically. When it comes to some other head scratchers, it's when you connect the watch with the app, it is not connected via Bluetooth to the device directly. It is using some other connection apparently, and you have to turn Bluetooth explicitly on here on this device, or I think maybe in settings you can turn it on completely forever, but then the Bluetooth will drain the battery of the watch itself. But what it does need to do is you have to manually pair then the watch with the phone for audio calls, which is a bit of strange, I would say. A pairing pop-up will pop up if you go into the phone settings here and turn on Bluetooth. It doesn't say it's Bluetooth, but turn on, it just states, and then it is Bluetooth, and a pop-up will pop up asking you to connect to this device, and it's an audio device with microphone and with earbuds basically, and allows you to then use it as a normal kind of headphone, basically Bluetooth headphone. This is what it shows basically, and this is working fine. And I can give you maybe an example of how it will sound like when talking through into this watch right now. Hello. This is a test. Hopefully you can hear me. I'm talking right into the Blackview Smartwatch, the R60, and I mute myself if I want to stop talking. Mute the phone, and of course I hear now myself talking on 1000 Hz. So what do you think about this one? In general, I'm pretty satisfied for the price. You have to keep remembering the price of this one. It offers many features, the basics right. No GPS. I wish they would maybe add a GPS option, then I would recommend it a bit more. Has all the nice features. It doesn't have the ecosystem, but you don't need this ecosystem always, but it has all the nice features that you might want to have, all the basics done right for the right price. And this is why I can recommend the R60 for those people who only need the basics done right. That's it for this short little review of the Blackview R60 Smartwatch. Hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for watching. Until the next time. Bye.